Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So my camera's not autofocusing, so I do believe I'm blurry right now, but I just want to get this video up for you guys. I am sharing the 3 best remedies for parasites and for your gut that you can do every single day. So these are not technically supplements. They're not something that are designed to be supplemented with for a short period of time. These are just foods or things to do every single day that will help to keep parasites down and also kill them if you do have like a major overgrowth. Before I get into this, the 3 remedies, I do want to say, if you're just doing gentle parasite cleansing, maybe with these remedies I'm about to share, you shouldn't experience a crazy amount of die-off or healing crisis or anything like that, as they're more gentle remedies that are good for maintenance. If you are going with a full-out parasite cleanse, please make sure you're supporting your elimination pathways like your liver and kidneys and colon, just so that, and even your respiratory system, just so you don't get major die-off like headaches, runny nose, and that kind of stuff. So these remedies are more just to help tackle a lot of overgrowth, or to maintain and just keep parasites at bay, as they are everywhere. It is really, really hard to avoid, I guess, consuming them or coming in contact with them, because they're on fruits, vegetables, even fully cooked meat, undercooked meat, sushi. They're on doorknobs and shopping carts, so it's really hard to avoid. So it's better to just make sure you're getting things into your daily diet and lifestyle that are just keeping them down, so they don't get to overgrow and roam wild in your body. Okay, let's get started. So the very first remedy that I think is absolutely amazing, and that a lot of people should do, and that is ground flax. Essentially soluble fiber, so chia seeds and psyllium husk work really well. In fact, psyllium husk is my favorite, but it doesn't have the best taste, which is why I usually suggest flax. You want to make sure it's ground, you want to make sure it's raw, ideally sprouted, and do like 1 to 2 tablespoons a day. If you can do 2 tablespoons a day, that's even better, and drink a lot of water with it. And what this does is it physically scrapes off the parasites from the colon as it's moving through your body, because it's rough that it can scrape things, but it's gentle enough that it doesn't tear up the gut lining. So it's really, really incredible. My kids get it, and I get it literally every single day. We don't go a day without either chia or flax or psyllium. So regardless, make sure it's ground and organic and sprouted if you can find it, but do it every single day, and it'll really start to regulate your bowel function, and you'll start to feel amazing. Usually you ideally want about 2 bowel movements a day for a healthy person that are, you know, formed and full. I know it's TMI. If you're not getting that, it means that you need fiber to really help push things through. And if you have diarrhea, soluble fiber like flax will bind to the water because it's soluble in your colon, and it'll prevent diarrhea. So regardless, it's good for both situations. The only time I say not to do a ton of fiber is if you have ulcerations, so like ulcerative colitis or even Crohn's, as it can kind of irritate the ulcerations that you have. If you can't, then I do recommend doing a pumpkin seed butter. I would do like 2 to 3 tablespoons a day, or a handful of raw pumpkin seeds a day, and that will also target parasites and that kind of stuff as well. My second remedy is probably one of my favorites, and you guys have definitely heard me talk about it before, and that is chlorella. It's something that my kids and I will do, again, every single day. My husband as well will do chlorella or spirulina. Both are good. They are good if you're vegan, because they're a complete source of protein. But what I really like to use them for is to alkalize the colon and bind to toxins and heavy metals that would otherwise feed parasites. Parasites require heavy metals, and they consume the heavy metals, so the heavy metals are present in the parasites. And a lot of times, if you detoxify from parasites, you end up getting a lot of headaches and nervous system issues, and that's because like numbness, and that's because the parasites are releasing the heavy metals. So you want to make sure that you're binding to the heavy metals, because then there'll be nothing for the parasites, and then they literally have nothing to live off of. I really recommend chlorella because it's good for mold as well, and whenever there's one bad bacteria or invader in the body, there's usually another, as they will coexist, because they both make the gut a bad place to live for good bacteria. So technically they're like benefiting each other, and it's good to just make sure you're clearing both. So you want to get rid of candida as well and things like that. So chlorella is my favorite for that, but spirulina is just as good. Either way, I would do it every single day or 2 times a day to really keep the colon cleansing and keep things and gunk out of the colon, and therefore prevent parasites from thriving in your colon. The next thing that I really do like as well is grated garlic. This is something you guys have heard me talk about, but I know a lot of people can't do garlic if they're like a FODMAP intolerant or maybe have SIBO or something like that. So grated garlic is great because it's so powerful. It literally destroys not only parasites but candida, and it also, studies have come out where it's proving to break down the biofilm if you have things like Lyme or other viruses. When there's a virus in your body, it creates a biofilm, and then calcium will go and bind to the biofilm and create like a tough shell, and it's really hard for your immune system to penetrate that film and attack the virus. So that's how the virus thrives and lives in the body. So garlic has been proven to be one of the many contributing factors to breaking down that biofilm. It is extremely powerful. You can grate it in your salad dressings, add it to yogurt. There's so many things you can do with it. But if you cannot have garlic, I really recommend doing grated ginger. It's not as powerful, but it still is fantastic for parasites and candida. Both are like astringent, so they act as an astringent in the colon, and it really helps to eliminate that bacteria from your colon. So those would be my third suggestion there. I do have 2 bonus suggestions because I like to be extra and give extra knowledge. So my next 2 favorites are not so much supplements as they are more lifestyle tips or hacks. The first one is a salt flush. So I do get a lot of questions about whether salt flushing is good. It's good for most people unless you have some major kidney issues or something. But for most people, it's good to do a salt flush maybe 1 to 2 times a week, and all you do is get some warm water and get pure 100% sea salt, or Himalayan salt can work as well, and put some of that in the water, let it dissolve, and then drink it. It doesn't taste the best, but it's nice to do it in the morning on an empty stomach, as it will go into the colon and really cleanse everything. And because there's a lot of minerals in there, it can really help to balance out the gut as well and kill off things like parasites. So that's one of my tips. The very last one that I do want to share is Diatomaceous Earth. This one is not technically something you want to do for the rest of your life, but you can do it for quite a long time depending on how you do it. So Diatomaceous Earth is literally fossil shells or fossils that have been broken down. So it's a very lightweight powder, but it's very high in things like silica, which is great for hair, skin, nails. But what I really like is that because it's such a fine powder, when you consume it, and if you're make sure it's a food grade one. I have done a Diatomaceous Earth video, so if you're interested, you can check it out. But make sure you're getting a food grade one. And if you are, then when you ingest it, what's happening is those tiny little particles literally bind to parasites and suffocate them and tear them apart and break them, essentially killing them in the body or in the colon. So it's very powerful. It's effective on candida as well. It works really well at eliminating them from your body. If you can do this technically the rest of your life if you're doing it right. So say you've done a good parasite cleanse and you feel like you've gotten a lot of parasites out, and now you just want to make sure that they don't overgrow like crazy again. I would be doing this maybe 2 times a week, a couple times, maybe 2 times a week for a few months, and then take a break, and then do it again for a few months, and then take a break, and do it the rest of your life. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. If you're concerned, you can always talk to your doctor or healthcare provider. As long as you're not doing it every single day the rest of your life, there should be no problems. Just make sure when you are doing Diatomaceous Earth, you're chugging water. Do a lot of water. It can be very constipating, and then it ends up having the opposite effect than what we want it to have. So make sure you are doing a lot of water with it. Coconut water is fine too, but get that moving through your body. Same thing with fiber, just get a lot of water to flush everything through. But those are my 3 main remedies plus 2 extra tips. These are something you can do every single day or a few times throughout the week to, like I said, really get parasites dying off. If something starts to grow, it'll just get killed off again, and then that way it doesn't take hold in the body. This is the best way to keep your immune system healthy and keep yourself healthy. So I really recommend doing it. I have a lot more tips, of course, but these are just some of the main ones. I'm thinking to do a separate biofilm video and share some supplements that really help with biofilm and breaking that down if you have Lyme disease or Epstein-Barr or something else. But for now, this is all I have. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I love you all, and we'll chat soon. Bye.